Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie, better known as Livy's mom. And Olivia has been coming here since she was just a few months old. So it's been 4 years already. She started in early intervention, and she has grown by leaps and bounds. And I guess I'll talk more about that later. But happy to be here. Thank you for being here.
Hi, I'm Donisha Gillespie. I'm Cam's mom.
And I'm Reggie Gillespie. I'm Cam's dad.
Cam has been going here since, well, this is his fourth year, his fourth and final year. He started when he was 3. And the changes in the growth that he has gone through has just completely different kid.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, you guys, for sharing who you are and who your kiddos are with us. I'm going to ask them a few questions just about their time here at Little Lighthouse. So if y'all just want to pass it down the line, that'd be great. So what initially led you to choose Little Lighthouse, and how did you know that it was the right fit for you and your kiddo?
Well, I'll be honest, I moved to Tulsa and didn't know about the Little Lighthouse. I also was pregnant, didn't know that I had a child with Down syndrome on the way, and was really fortunate to be introduced to the Little Lighthouse. And I knew right away that the resources were going to be great, that the facility was amazing, but when I took the tour, that's when I really felt the love here of everybody, and I knew that, no matter what, my daughter would be loved and taken care of and safe, and that's why we're here.
Our son he was born at 23 weeks, 1 pound, 2 ounces. I think the first week he was born, the hospital staff said, you need to apply for Little Lighthouse. And we did. Cameron was on the wait list that whole entire 3 years. And when it was our time, we came and toured, and we were scared. Cameron only knew my husband, our son. It was also COVID time, so he didn't know anybody else, wasn't around any other kids. So we were just scared about his social life. So yeah.
What were maybe some of the biggest fears or challenges that you guys had before coming to Little Lighthouse, and how have those changed over time?
Really similar. I also moved here during COVID and didn't know anything about having a child, first of all. And then second of all, didn't know anything about kiddos with special needs. And so when Livy got that diagnosis, there's just a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, not knowing what she would need, what we could provide to her, and what life would look like. We knew there'd be lots and lots of challenges, but I think what's changed is feeling like we're part of a family, we're part of a community. Livy does have all the resources that she needs, and it's not just about overcoming challenges every day, it's that plus it's joyful. Like, it's actually really joyful, and that's been the biggest surprise.
I know for me, it was definitely the fear. Well, you hear the fear of the unknown, right? And so having our son with his situation and everything was all new to me. And so he was, how many days was he in the hospital?
236 days.
So he was 236 days. He was in the hospital from the time that he was born. And every single one of those days, we was with him every single day. And so every day of his life, it was, intense. And so I remember finding out, he's going to school in August. This was in the summer. And I'm like, what? He's going, no, he doesn't leave the house. He stays with us, And so it was just dropping him, the idea of dropping him off and leaving him. That was something that we had never done it. For the 3 years of his life, he was never with anyone else. And so that was the biggest fear for me. And then what overcame that was just seeing how he transitioned from coming to school and just being to itself, to just pretty much, if to know my son, he's like all over the school right now. He's it's crazy, So that was amazing, just seeing that and seeing that he was giving and doing things that we couldn't do for him, and he's just blossoming and growing like crazy.
Both Cam and Livy are very much so, class and friend favorites. They interact with their classmates. They have fun with each other. And, it's just so crazy to hear, Liv started so young. And, Cam came in at 3 but had never been with anyone but you guys. And seeing how they interact with their classmates and their teachers now, you would have never known. You would have never known that, they were kind of by themselves before that. So thanks for sharing that. I'd love to hear from you guys. What role does community play here? Whether it be other parents, staff members, even other kiddos that you guys have met and maybe even become friends with. What role does that play, and how have relationships with other families impacted you?
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mentioned we moved here not really knowing anybody, and definitely not knowing anybody who had a child with special needs. So the Little Lighthouse has meant so much, and Livy has friends today that she's had since she was just a baby, and that means that I do too. And those were some of the first friends that I made living in Tulsa, and I'm very grateful for that. And then the other part of community is just walking into school every day and seeing all of these people here smiling and cheering on the kids and never feeling like you're alone.
I work at a doctor's office, and I talk about my kids all the time, but I took Cam to my job one day, and the receptionist was like, I know Cam. I know him. I did my clinicals at the Little Lighthouse. And I was like, what? Or we at a grocery store and random people come up to us. We know Cam. We did physical therapy. We went by school. I volunteered, and I just love getting hugs from him. And I'm just like, wow, this kid's 3, 4, 5, and so many people know him. I'm like, please back away. No, but he's such a happy kid. And to know that he can just go somewhere, go to a store, and people just come up to him and be like, I remember you. I know you. You're Cam. You're the happy little kid, or something like that. I love that people are able to come here and experience our kiddos, Without this place, we wouldn't be able to do what you guys do for our kids. Cam, what he does here, he won't do at home. Majority of the time. I was like, I've seen you do it. I know you can do it. But he just won't. But if he's here, it's like a totally different kid. So I love it.
Anything else, Reggie? No? Okay. All right. And we'll wrap up with one more question, which is, how has being a part of Little Lighthouse influenced your outlook or approach to parenting a child with special needs? And what would you maybe say to another parent with special needs who is interested in enrolling at Little Lighthouse?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference I mentioned a little earlier is just that it's joyful. And I mean that. Every day, yes, there's maybe folks are going through 3 different therapy appointments per week. Things are challenging, things are hard, but also you walk into school in the morning, and Livy, who started out crying every day, we dropped her off now, runs into the school and gives every single she gives every single person a hug and a pat on the back and says good morning, and she's so happy to be here. And I can't imagine my day or my life without that, that joy. And she, just like Cam, brings joy to everybody that she meets. Doesn't matter if we're at the grocery store or a restaurant. So it's very unexpected. It was unexpected for me to have that level of connection and joy and community, and the Little Lighthouse has been a big part of that, and I'm grateful for that.
Our first day bringing Cam in, he was in a stroller. And there were so many staff in the front, and everyone was cheering, hi, Cam. And, all the way down the hallway. And we're like, this is really nice. I wonder, how long is this going to last? Is this just a first day thing? No, 4 years later, every single day, employees, staff members, they love on your kids. They give us hugs as the parents. They talk to us. They're very friendly and joyful every day. So you said joyful, very joyful every day. It never stops. And so I think that's awesome. Cameron loves it. Now that he's been able to walk now, he runs into the building and he'll run either to give somebody a hug or he'll run past them to get to the elevator because the elevator is like the most best thing in the world. And then trying to get to his classroom, he'll stop at every single class. He has a favorite nurse, and she has to walk him to class. No matter if she's feeding somebody or getting food ready, she has to stop and she has to walk him to class because Cameron said so. So.
I know I'll speak more on the parenting outlook. I know, so we have 2 kids, they're 10 years apart. And so, before Cameron, we had 10 years of parenting one way, right? And then here comes Cameron, completely new. I have no idea. I'm just, wet behind the ears, everything, don't know what to do. And so one thing that Cam has taught me is he taught me my capacity or my ability to love that I didn't know that I had or whatever. So, because I you never know. When you say you have kids, you have this whole idea of what kids will be until you actually get your kids, and then you got your kids, So it's like, this is what I get, No, but but literally, our whole world completely changed. Like our household, everything I did with our other son, he played like 3-4 sports. It went down to like 2. He was 2-job household, went down to 1. And so this was all something that was just crazy to me. And one thing about me, I came from a single parent household. So, me being a father into this situation, I was like, man, who do I turn to? And so there were, I can go to other family members, but, they can never really truly understand what I am going through, what I deal with on a daily basis, the multiple doctor's appointments and medicines and everything that just you don't even think about. And so coming here and meeting a whole new community of people who basically have my same story. And so being able to learn from other parents, be able to pour into other parents and know that I'm not alone and that, there's other people out there, holding the community of people out there that you can go to and turn to that all has these similar stories that you can get strength from and everything like that. And so that has opened my eyes up, as a parent, and then learning your kids differently, learning from Cameron, he just does everything differently, and it just opens your eyes up to just different things and how smart and intelligent they are. So I'm just basically proud and honored that, God gave me my son.
Okay, Reggie, make me cry. That was really sweet. Well, thank you guys so much for being a part of our parent panel. Your kids just are joy. They're a delight. They have the biggest smiles. And you guys, too, have been integral parts of who we are as Little Lighthouse, helping to welcome in other parents and other families. So thank you for all that you do. I'll let you go sit down and not have to be on the mic anymore.